on this episode, we're going to be talking about AI choosing your dates for you, a man who's abusing police officers with cheese.
And a woman living in a sign?
Stay tuned. Welcome, everybody, to ExtraNormal Podcast, where we tell abnormal stories for these extra-normal times. My name is Christoph, and alongside me is...
Breanna. Hey, guys. What's up?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Chris?
I'm good. I don't... this energy. It's tough.
This is happy energy.
Is this happy?
Yeah.
It
I'm
seems like
very happy.
Oh, well, because you're tormenting
I'm
me.
ecstatically happy.
How has it been
Wonderful.
for you?
Fantastic.
We passed Mother's Day.
Mother's Day was very nice, very
Yeah.
relaxing. Happy belated Mother's Day.
Happy belated
to
Mother's Day.
all the mothers into conspiracy theories like me. Well, and everybody in general, too.
Oh, I was going to say. I thought you were going to say
I
there
just
was a
meant, like, most
conspiracy theory
people-
about mothers.
No,
Mothers aren't real.
I mean, most people, most
all conspiracy
people
theory.
listening to this podcast, obviously, like the weird shit we talk about. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Let's get into it, because I found some fun facts. Some fun facts on the internet.
I really want to know about the lady living in the sign. This is fascinating.
Would you... I mean, I guess rent is tough. But would you live in a sign? Would you live in a weird space?
Yeah, I mean, more weird if we didn't have a child, or if the sign is actually not sounding too weird. If you're talking, if it's like, on a zombie fucking outbreak, whatever, that sounds like a really good place to hide. Not only from the zombies,
It
but
is,
from
actually.
all the people fucking trying to like loot you and steal your shit. So
yeah, this woman is living in a grocery store. Like, those giant signs, the ones that you see outside
and I'm
of...
guessing she's not an employee.
No.
I wonder if she was at some point.
In Michigan. So they found her, and she was living there for about a year, police
Okay,
said.
we have to post pictures, and I need to see pictures because I need to know, like, how.
How and why?
Yeah.
Well, police in Midland were notified about the woman living in the small space that hosts the supermarket sign on April 23rd after contractors working on the roof found her there. So she was incognito free. She must have just stayed there, or she only went at night when the store was closed.
So many questions.
She didn't come
Like,
in and out while the store.
Is she shimmying up the...
Shimmy? Shimmy cricket.
Is she, like, shimming her... I can't fucking talk to him. I'm like you all of a
It's also-
sudden.
I know.
Like, is she
Sorry,
bringing her own
it's
ladder?
contagious now.
Is she bringing her own ladder? How is she getting up there?
I don't know, because the sign is definitely like at an elevation where, and you're looking at it right now. We'll post it on the screen right now.
That's even worse than I was thinking.
It's not super high, but it's high enough where you're not hopping in. Like I think you have good instincts. You need a ladder. But the woman,
Wow.
so she had flooring. She put in flooring.
Nice
Flooring.
Shut up.
She had a computer, a desk, a printer, a Keurig, and a pantry of food in the space, which was 10 to 15 feet long,
Wait,
5 feet wide.
does she have her own Wi-Fi? This is amazing.
I mean, she was probably stealing Wi-Fi from the grocery store.
Wow.
And 8 feet, it was up to 8 feet tall. So it's 10 to
Wow.
15 by 5. So it's about 50 square feet of beautiful space.
Okay, how long was she living there? Does it say?
It doesn't say how long. This story is it's what do they call it in news? It's breaking, or it's being found out. Whatever they
Got it.
We're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
words are tough for us. Apparently, a spokesperson for the Midland Police said, "We made contact with her, and she was advised she was not allowed to live there." Yeah. She was formally trespassed. From the store and was provided with information on services within our area. However, she did not wish for any of those. So there's not a lot of the details. She's just like this little troll who went up into the thing, lived there for you, put in flooring. I don't know why flooring was so important
Is there
to her if you're
pictures?
living in a sign.
So funny, like, you think like, oh, this lady's homeless. But to me, I'm like, she was able to afford flooring.
Yeah, she had money for a
Like,
Keurig
and
and a computer.
I'm sure the flooring wasn't amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was probably like vinyl, cheap, whatever.
Yeah.
But she had fucking flooring. She
She
had
did
a
have flooring.
Keurig. She had a laptop. I mean, think about
50
when you have to pay
squeak.
for rent.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that we were talking about this because, like, you know, because I'm looking for a new salon home,
Yeah.
and there's this one like center that we were looking in, and apparently a couple of tenants, like, I don't know if hard times with the pandemic, but they live there. And one of them, because there's more and more people coming in to start renting there. I guess one of them, I don't know if he got kicked out. He's making it seem like he decided to move out, but it's kind of wild to me that
What was his job is the important part to me. When you told me
a magician.
he's a magician who lives in a business unit.
I'm sure at one time he used it as a storefront, and
It's got to be tough. I mean, I guess there was Zoom magicians, but magicians are so.
Yeah,
I mean, it's such a live performance.
I feel
thing
like if
during the
that's
pandemic.
your passion, you should go to Vegas. Like, I feel like that's a really good place. Like,
But isn't it like filled with magicians? And isn't
yeah,
it
but I feel like there's more opportunity, you know?
in Vegas? Are
Yeah,
people clamoring
yeah.
for like
I mean, unless you're a
mid-level
kids
magicians?
magician, like, you know,
yeah,
hiring one
that's
for
the
like
gig, right?
I
That's
don't know
the main
what this
gig.
guy. I saw him one time and I was like, bro.
You
scared.
saw him? Did you see him perform?
He had
Was he
like a
doing magic?
No, he had
Was
like
he
a
pulling like an
shopping
extra
cart
long
in front of
sleeve?
his facility there.
Are
and I
we
was just
sure
like-
he's a
I
magician?
was like, don't make eye contact. Don't make
That's
eye
crazy.
contact. The
But-
rent was so good that, you know,
Are-
I don't blame him. Like, I honestly would do it.
Yeah, why not?
Like, you know, the rate that we were in during the pandemic.
Yeah,
I mean,
we might have been
look-
up there. We might
look
have been
pretty
living in a
good.
sign eventually.
Yeah.
Do you think we should start opening? Because this is not a bad idea. Like, what if she was, okay, I got an idea for you, supermarket. I forget the name of the supermarket, but supermarket, I got an idea for you. I think it was Family Fare. What if you gave her the space,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she was like a parking lot security guard. And so you could give her, and the PR, everybody like, wow, they let that lady live in the sign still. You'd have good PR.
I mean, she had
maybe.
to
I
have
don't
some
know.
kind of income coming in. I wonder what she did.
Yeah, I don't know. I
You
just,
know?
I mean, maybe panhandling. Maybe she was like, you know, asking for change and then using it for flooring because she saved on rent. I mean, who knows? She had a printer. What is she printing? What are you printing when you live in a
She has to
sign?
be working.
Is she a remote worker?
Can you just imagine, like, she's like an employee at Nordstrom's. Hey,
Yeah.
I know an employee at Nordstrom's that's pretty white trash. So I don't know.
But do you think we underutilize space like everywhere, not just America, but the world? That we could start renting
yeah.
out signs for people to live in.
Mhm.
People can live in
See,
the
the problem
rooftops
is-
of businesses.
The problem is, like, women like her, like, for what we know, I'm not saying,
from the limited,
but from the
knowledge we
limited
have.
knowledge that we know, it sounds like she kept quiet and she stayed under the radar.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of fucking people that you can't do that with. There's a lot of like schizophrenics, and you know, I'm not trying to talk ill on mental health because it's a serious like thing, but like there's like people that just would like make it uncomfortable. Can you imagine somebody that with schizophrenia or
calling out of the sign when you're
like
trying
just
to
like
get some
like
pasta.
they're seeing somebody in the third world, you know, third dimension, whatever, and they're yelling from the top of their lungs. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go grocery shopping, you know. But if
I think I would avoid.
if you stayed under the radar, like,
If you're chill.
in the center, like where I was, you know, possibly looking for my new salon home, this guy seemed to be very chill and he wasn't bothering anybody.
Mondo
And
chill.
and I think that that's super
Yeah.
important.
I
you
think
know?
it's fine.
Yeah.
If the landlord's chill with it, like I think
Yeah.
it's completely 100% fine.
Mhm.
I think we should start doing that. We should start if you're
Many
chill,
people live in office spaces.
office spaces, rooftops, signs.
I just like
anywhere. Let's open it up.
the
Stadiums when they're not
sign,
being
like,
off season.
Just there's so many
in stadiums.
questions. Like, how did she get in? Did she
Uh-huh.
just like it's? I just want to see a whole visual of how they opened it and snuck in there and think about it. Like, it's probably some quasi see through. So she had like natural lighting. You know, for the back of the sign, if it was like a light up sign.
It might have, yeah. She had
It's
a
from
little.
what we looked at. We'll post it
She
on
had
our
track
on
lighting
our
through the
pages.
sign.
But yeah, like she looks like she had like a natural like
Yeah.
glow. Like, fuck.
Yeah, she had it made. The question that, of course, this is, if you've been listening, you know what question I'm at. But what was the bathroom situation?
Ooh, bathroom situation and electricity.
Electricity.
Because she had a Keurig.
She might have hot wired, like used some of the wires from the lighting.
She could have maybe done I don't know.
A generator, like a solar generator.
Either some kind of solar.
So many questions.
Yeah, but the bathroom.
Was it a bucket?
See, if it was a guy, it would be a lot easier. You just fucking stand off the.
Piss through the ace.
I guess you could shit on the ground too. Like
you could shit on the ground, but if she put in flooring, you know that she's not the shit on the floor type.
Yeah.
If she took the effort to put in flooring.
She probably had like a regimen of like she knew when to eat, knew when she was gonna shit. So she'd probably go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
They probably saw her more than
for sure. She was definitely a regular at the grocery store.
Yep.
Or you could just carve a little hole in the flooring and just.
But she has to be careful about that too, though, because being in broad daylight, leaving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're right. She might have had a bucket that she like would clean out
for a year.
For a year. That's as long as we know. She could have even been there longer.
It's
I
wild.
mean, she probably was embarrassed, so she lied. Like, been there for a few months.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, we need more details. Come on, news. We need more details. This is a top breaking story. Well, apparently a man in Newfoundland is assaulting police officers with wielding a block of cheese, apparently. So this man was using a block of cheese as a bat. And this is according to CTV News in Newfoundland and Canada. So we're jumping up north. A media release says the incident occurred when the officer responded to a disturbance at a residence in central St. John, Newfoundland at around 9 p.m. The release says they encountered an angry man who then assaulted the officers with a block of cheese. Could you imagine embarrassment if you're a police officer and you have to why are you taking a couple days off? Why are you submitting this medical report? Because you got hit by a block of cheese.
Oh my God.
It's got to be embarrassing. The release says they encountered an angry man who then assaulted. Police say they arrested the man and charged him with assaulting a police officer and breach of probation. So I guess apparently he was on probation. He was taken to a lockup facility in St. John to await court appearance. So this is also a story that is breaking with very little context. Do you think that cheese hurt?
Yeah.
Because it's got a block of cheese can be pretty hefty.
I remember watching.
Have you ever hit anybody with a block of cheese before?
No, but I remember watching. Do you ever see that I Love Lucy episode where they try to smuggle in cheese from like France or some shit?
No, I've seen the chocolate one.
Oh my God, it is so great. And they wrap it like it's like a block, it almost looks like a loaf of bread, but it's cheese. And they wrap it up like it's snuggled in there like a
baby.
Like swaddle,
are they trying to pretend like it's a baby?
And it's just pretending it's a baby, and it's a block of cheese. And I just remember seeing the way she was holding it, and I was like, "That's a big motherfucking chunk of cheese." And if you chuck that at somebody, you could probably knock them out.
You could hurt someone with a block of cheese.
You could knock
especially
them
that thick cheese.
Especially if you hit
cream cheese,
a pressure point or something, depending on where you're.
Doesn't say where the officers were really hurt. I mean, they definitely pressed charges.
Yeah.
Not surprising. Of course, they're going to press charges. Crazy. This one really caught my eye because apparently, and this is just AI.
I'm fascinated with
is
this.
all the fucking rage. We all know that. I just saw OpenChat or ChatGPT, not OpenChat. ChatGPT just released an update where there's real-time translations and teach your kid how to do math through a lesson with the AI. It's getting sophisticated. It's definitely not as futuristic as they try to sell it to you, the companies, but it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, AI is really starting to scare me with all of their they're saying there's scams where they're gonna call you and pretend it's like your mom's voice and your child's voice, and everybody's saying make a safe word, and that shit fucking scares me.
So this is the plan. So this comes from Fox Business too. So Bumble, which is a dating app, for context, we're not familiar. We've been together so long.
We were together before there were dating apps, right?
There were, but they were more dating
there was
sites than dating apps. Like it was
I did meet guys from like AOL when I was like
that's
17.
not like a specific like
It's not
dedicated dating
specific,
app
but
or hookup app.
that's as close to online dating
It's true
that you can get before there was online dating.
So we've been out of the game. So we're not. This is going to be a little bit of a blind spot for us. But so from Bumble, the tech entrepreneur defended the dating app's AI feature on Thursday in San Francisco, even envisioning a future where a person's virtual dating profile could handle the dating process for them. So what basically they're pitching is, this is Bumble again. They're pitching that. So say we were both single folks. I would try to find matches, and my AI would essentially go on a few dates with your AI to see if we could really work it out. So
are you serious? That's what this
first
this
dates,
means?
second dates, third dates are basically
No
already
way.
done, essentially. To see if it's a match.
Like if I was single, I kind of would want to do it. I'm not gonna.
I mean,
lie.
it definitely has
It's
to weed
fascinating.
out like the.
You know, we should
bad eggs.
we should do it and act like we're not. Say that we matched and then like see like what our dates were like when they
Oh my god.
That'd be so funny.
But so apparently that's the so this is what the CEO is pitching. It sounds like you're fully on board with it.
I would do
you're
it.
okay with it.
I would fucking do it. I'm not saying, but I just would do like weird stuff. Like I told you, what was that?
But can you do
what was
weird
that
stuff?
like naked dating show that we watched and you were
it's like a British one.
And you were so like amazed that I would go on that show. It's like, what was the name of that show?
It's a British show. It's super popular. Like you hear like celebrities talking about how they like the show.
You guys have to watch it. It's basically like
Naked Attraction.
Naked Attraction.
That's what it's called. We saw it pop up on Max.
Like,
so if you have a
this?
HBO or Max, whatever.
Of course, don't watch with your child.
No.
But yeah, it's really interesting because like they get to go around and kind of ask one person something, and they start off showing their like knee down.
They go bottom up.
Yeah.
And every round, so they
and you're butt naked.
Yeah, you're just your butt ass naked, but they start out like you're behind like an invisible plate glass or whatever, and they slowly creep up. Every round they creep up. So like the person will be like, "Oh, I like their ankles," and they'll
they eliminate somebody.
Yeah, their least favorite ankles, and then they'll creep up, and they're like, I don't like their genitals. Like, and then they'll
and then they'll ask you, and then they can ask you like a question, right? And then at the very end, whoever wins,
I don't think they can even talk, right? I don't remember.
Oh, I thought they were allowed to, but it's been a minute since we watched that show.
We watched it,
but and then at the very end, they go on a date, and you're like, "This is awkward. You saw me naked," And so it's
like free spirit people, so I don't know if it's that awkward for them.
Yeah, and you were like, I'm so surprised you'd go on that show because you wouldn't.
No.
Why?
I would just feel like I don't know. I just like maybe if I was muscular. Like maybe if I was muscular, but I don't know. I think it's just
I just remember there was one girl that had a really weird vagina. It was like, because you're not like spread eagle or anything, but just like typically, I mean, from what I would know, maybe I'm wrong, someone correct me, but female, like you can't really see like the top of their like the crack. Like might see a little teeny bit of the crack, but her crack to her lips came up really high.
Yeah.
And I thought, did she have like plastic surgery? Like,
did
she have because the only thing I could think of is like a tummy tuck because they like pull you up. And I was like, well, maybe when they pulled up, it pulled her lip. This is what I'm thinking. See, so that's why I could never date this girl because I would be like, why is your vagina so high?
I stared at your vag on national TV and I just can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, and so that was just like for me, like I was just like,
you know what it is too. Like I feel like I would feel awkward. Maybe if I was a contestant, like if I was the one, because it's like you choose your like preference, and some people are bi, so there's like a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But you choose but generally what your preference is, and like I couldn't be I could be like one of the panel because the contestant will look around. So I couldn't be that because I would feel like a perv being like, oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Like,
yeah. Well, I think they choose people to be on the show and they kind of, even if they are pervy, they tell them you can't.
You got to tone it down a little bit. But it's still like you have.
Oh my God.
It's kind of premise show. You have to be like, I like
There's a certain dad that goes to our school that would love that show.
Oh, it's like, I thought you said there was a dad that was on the show.
No, I'm just saying, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
We have a school dad who's very leery, and he goes to a lot of events.
He weirds us out. He invites us to his kids' parties, and it's just, this stuff.
Not that there's anything wrong in the face. You know, like you get that impression of people. You get a vibe.
I mean, we're not the only ones. Like, our other like friends see this too.
But you wouldn't be weirded out like a little bit that the fact that
they're choosing you by your body.
No, I mean naked attraction, like that is a thing. Like
for me, it's not even like I would like, oh, I'm gonna marry this person.
No,
It's just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
Hold on, that's a fascinating. I would guess no, but has anybody been married from naked attraction?
Oh yeah, you guys have to watch this show. It's so good.
No, I'm talking. I'm talking about the AI Bumble thing.
I do it.
But wouldn't it be a little bit like creepy, like
for sure,
Uncanny Valley,
creepy.
like?
I feel like
eternal sunshine kind of thing.
Yeah, but in this world that we live in, like we talk about all the time. I was talking about my friend last night. Like, I don't want to be in the dating world. America has really taken a turn when it comes to relationships. It's like, women too, but I'm like just on a man level from what I'm seeing and hearing from my clients that are majority females.
Sorry, to cut in. Cutting with breaking news. Apparently, Reddit says one couple made a porno, if that counts. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm dead. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nobody got married.
I don't think so.
No. I mean, how can you? Yeah. I mean, it's like almost like having like a one night stand. You're like, this is what I know about you now, and that's all I need to know about you now. Like, you're not leaving anything, to the imagination.
There's
like
no
I
imagination.
Think that guys, like, I know you like to be teased, and it's just kind of like a thing that female, the chase of male and female. It's part of it. So I think that's very romantic and it's mysterious. And so once it's all laid out there, it's like,
and it's very awkward, like. It's weird getting into the details of naked attraction, but it's very like almost, it's kind of unsexy in how scientific it is. Like, because when you see someone and you're attracted to them, even if like you first, for whatever happen chance, like you're just both butt-ass naked the first time you met, like there's a whole package. This one, they're like, you're analyzing their fucking ankles. Yeah, and like it's too like.
What if you're like
serial killer, like
crotch or your butt itched during the show?
I think you just gotta scratch it, edit it out. They'll probably.
Well,
if you want to go home,
I hope they just leave it.
If you get over it, you just start scratching.
Butt scratch. But no, going back to dating, like I hear it is a jungle out there. I hear it's every female I know complains about dating, how hard it is to find somebody. Everybody gets ghosts, they get dick pics. It's just wild to me because like I was never a big dater. Like back in the day, I like all my friends in high school always had boyfriends. I never did. I was very selective, never really trusted men because of my childhood, so I was always very leery about, so I can't even imagine knowing myself and my insecurities and just my leeriness of trust. Like, I don't know, I would be single for the rest of my life. And I'm talking about men or if I dated female. Like, I don't think,
and I
always told you that, like, before I even met you, I was like, I'm not going to get married. Like, I just genuinely thought that, like, there was no, like, good guys out there even back then because of what I'd seen with my mom being married so many times. So, like, looking back, it wasn't as bad as it is now. I'm not saying that there's not nice guys out there. I'm sure there are, but it's like, where?
Is there an app? Is there a dating app where it's like super wholesome? Like you get banned if you send a dick pic, or if you talk about anything beyond kissing.
Isn't Bumble? Isn't there like
Bumble's like a legit dating app? I know there's like more hookup-y.
Is Bumble Christian?
I don't think so. I think that's Christian Finder, Christian Mingle, whatever.
Yeah.
Find a Farmer.
Yeah. Plenty of Fish is that Christian?
I feel like that's a hookup one.
Oh.
Isn't it? I thought you
Christoph.
said it was. I don't know. Plenty of Fish sounds like a hookup one.
I was thinking fish.
Someone let us know. Someone message us.
Isn't there like
we don't know
fish? Something?
There's Plenty of Fish. That was a thing because I know that your friend was on it and she would talk about it.
It's always like really wholesome when you hear people have gotten married and are happy from these, because there are cases.
I feel like that's the best option actually. Like if you can weather the storm, because meeting a person at a bar seems so.
I'm so like
random and quaint.
so like shy. Like I know that you're always like,
what?
Now when I met you, but I kind of liked talking to people on AOL, like chat, which is what equivalent to our messenger these days.
That's blind
Facebook
dating.
Messenger. You would send pictures and just hope that
but you couldn't
they weren't fake.
They were all fake.
But no, I would always try my best because I'm pretty good intuition. I would kind of want to know if they said they went to this school, then I would be like, do you know so and so, or who do you hang out with, and if there was a mutual like person that we knew, that's when I would go forward with that's how I met like one of my boyfriends, because it's like he started dropping names and I was like, oh, I fucking know that person, that's cool. And you could kind of tell by the way they talk, because even I've talked to older men before and they'll try to like use the lingo that we had when we were teenagers, and it doesn't execute very well.
No, it sounds like it's
but I mean, some girls don't. I'm just very intuitive to that kind of stuff, so I really kind of made sure. And I literally wouldn't meet with these guys that I talked on there for like months, because I was like shy, and I wanted to get to know them to see if it was something there. And I kind of liked that. I kind of liked the whole, like, I don't know, like it's like kind of like the imagination of like just getting to know somebody on a deeper level.
Yeah,
so.
It's like it's more than just swiping and stuff like that.
But it seems like the guys, I'm sure girls too, but the guys are like, let's meet up. Oh, we match. Let's meet up. And it's kind of like, I really would want to take things slow, you know? Well, even with you, like we met one night and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, you were like, let's hang out.
On the set of Naked Attraction. And my balls are out.
I knew those hairy balls were the ones that I wanted. And so like, I wanted to hang out with you so much, but I was like very nervous and shy, and like kind of just wanted to just live in the moment of just getting to know you. And we talked for hours on the phone and stuff like that until I felt like really comfortable to start like hanging out, and it was perfect. Yeah,
it worked out. I wonder if AI is gonna fuck up that kind of stuff, like
you guys are perfect. We already went on dates for you. Here you go.
Couldn't you just feed a bunch of bullshit to your AI profile, and the AI will make it all great?
I know some people that would do that.
And even if like you're trying to act younger, you just tell ChatGPT, make a dating profile based on someone who's the age, fill in the blank.
Creepy.
Yeah. Listen,
and then it's
I don't want
to
break but there's a dark side to AI.
It's like, look, we matched, you know?
Yeah. And then so you go.
No, what I would do if I wasn't the company, I guess you can't even, I would say I would want to see like driver's license.
You'd have to have a reporting system for it. So if someone met up and they felt unsafe, first off, if you're going to meet someone public space, and if they felt unsafe, then, you know, if they thought it was like a 20-something person, and then they showed up and it's like someone who's in their 80s, there should be like a reporting.
Well, there should be, I think a legitimate driver's license, background check,
retinal scan.
Like, but even still, you can like say like it was like a creepy dad. He could use his sons, like, you know what I mean? It's that didn't see. Then that's no. Then I wouldn't want to do it. Now opening up all of that, it's like, yeah, probably not. No thanks. Just do it the old-fashioned way.
Just
what everybody wants. Like, majority of my clients are like, I just wish I could meet somebody at a coffee shop. And I'm like, wouldn't that be perfect for everybody?
It would be perfect, but it's also like, nowadays, there's too much chance to it.
Yeah.
And not everybody's out and about and stuff like that. But anyways, that's not our problem.
No.
Not our problem anymore. I fell on this a couple weeks ago, but we haven't been able to talk about this yet. And I know it's gonna stir your fucking paranoia and all that good stuff. But apparently there's mutated strains they're finding of an unknown drug resistant, that's very important, people, bacteria that somehow got onto the International Space Station.
Somehow. no, that was purposely.
The International Space Station is home to crews of astronauts conducting research in low Earth orbit, but it also hosts a group of mutated bacteria that are thriving
Wow.
under the harsh conditions of space. So these fuckers are tough. These are tough motherfuckers.
Do you think it really came from space, or do you think it came from space?
What do you mean? You think it's like planted by a government?
Yeah, just like, I don't know. Just like COVID might have been.
You think it's like a research to see how bacteria like adapts in space?
Maybe they're just trying to get us sick.
God, I don't know, but I would be pissed off if I was an astronaut and I had to deal with it. A group of researchers took a closer look at bacteria strains on board the ISS and found that they had mutated to a different form.
Wait, sorry. On board inside or
inside the International Space Station?
How the fuck did it get inside?
Well, I don't know. Let's see if they say.
Because now spaceships, like, people aren't landing, right? They're just kind of orbiting.
Well, they're going up and down. It's pretty infrequent how many trips, how many visitors, and how many people go in and out.
But they're not stopping anywhere. So
no, it's just it's a space station. So they're doing research and they're in low orbit. So they're not way out there.
How is this bacteria getting inside?
Let's find out. Let's see what they say.
Makes no sense.
A form that's genetically and functionally distinct from their earthly counterparts. In a new study published on PubMed, scientists suggest that bacteria in space becomes more resistant to treatment or drugs and are able to openly persist in the microgravity environment in abundance. So they're spreading. Over the past 2 decades, the ISS has hosted nearly 300 astronauts. That's a lot, actually. Although astronauts tend to travel light, they do unintentionally bring their microbes with them to space. As a result, a unique microbial population is grown on the space station. In 2019, researchers conducted the first extensive survey of bacteria and fungi on board the ISS and found a whole bunch of microorganisms living among the astronauts. So they're basically bringing their cooties onto the space station, not serious cooties, but that stuff is mutating and it's adapting to be in tougher climates, which is also adapting to be drug resistant.
Wow.
Humans are going to fuck it all up.
Yeah.
We're just going to fuck it all up.
Just send the drones out there, you know?
Now you're on board with the drones. You said no rovers. Now you're all about rovers. You were big no rover.
Because we keep hearing there's no money to go to space, or there's no money to go back to the moon. Why are we going back? We can have, our rovers do this. And it's like, well, then why is China going there? Like, it's like, why are they finding a way? They're
not people though. I think we've had this debate a million times, but they're rovers too.
Are you sure? Yeah. No. They're sending people.
No.
Then they've got fucking mass amounts of fucking rovers going over there. Can you imagine our rovers fighting each other? Get the fuck out of my way.
But yeah, they're just sending rovers. But they're sending rovers further than we are.
Yeah, they're
Dark side of the moon,
more badass.
Stuff like that. Where all the aliens hang out.
Getting that moon juice, the moon. What is it? The moon sand. Whatever, they're bringing it back.
Moon rock.
They're supposed to have like
Moon River.
Moon River.
Anybody know that song? Probably not.
They're bringing back like the moon dust or whatever.
And fucking killer bacteria.
Well, the moon dust is supposed to be healing. It's supposed to be like really good for you. So
yeah,
bring it back, y'all.
Bring it all back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are they going? Why are they sending their rovers? We have
rovers, just not that many.
Why aren't they going over there?
I think we have rovers, right? But I think China was the first one to the dark side of the moon, I want to say.
And then again, why? And like, start digging. I mean, you probably can't because, the moon's hollow.
That's true. It is made of tin. Would you be able to live if you were a single lady?
All the single ladies.
Could you live on the space station for months on end? Could you make a long trip over?
I would probably do it, but I probably would be bored out of my mind and
I would go
a little
fucking
crazy.
insane.
You couldn't do it.
I could not do it.
Because you're claustrophobic. Because
I get claustrophobic. I get bored. I get antsy.
For you, well, not true because you go in a boat, And I mean, when and you'll go on a cruise and there's nothing around
Because
you
they got buffets. They have
for
buffets on there.
miles, but if the boat sunk, you would just be there. You know what I mean? But I guess it's still different because at
It's
least you could
different.
swim. If you were to if you were to go outside of the craft, you wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah, and
So
like going outside doesn't involve throwing on a giant astronaut suit and being at the mercy of like a basically what's like a tether that's keeping you from floating away. Like no.
pretty scary.
I can go on a pool deck in a cruise.
It's almost like going to space is like being underwater.
It is. Well, I mean, functionally, you're
In
not
a
gonna
sense, yeah.
survive. Like, although
You're
underwater,
just kind of floating around.
underwater is possibly more perilous at this point. I think
But I
we
just
have.
imagine it being dark, just like the dark sea. Yeah.
Oh God, I got the shivers.
And then you're just
For your
kind
audio listeners, I got the shivers.
bouncing around. And
No, thank you. Well, it's graduation season.
it is.
It's dads and grads right now. Mothers move out of the way. It's dads and grads time. Well, I don't know if one stepmom is exactly thrilled at her son's graduation because a New Mexico man shoots his stepmom as she tries to give him a hug during a graduation ceremony.
Oh my God.
A New Mexico man shot his mother, Winsey, as she was attempting to give him a hug during a high school graduation ceremony.
The kid graduating shot her?
The kid graduating, yeah.
Was like, don't hug me?
He doesn't like hugs. The Albuquerque Police Department has said it received a call around 5 p.m. about shots fired at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Authorities said the woman was attending the Southwest Secondary Learning Center. Son couldn't get the first graduation for her son. Her stepson, Christian Bencomo, 21. Oh, okay. Well, he's not a kid. It took a little while. The extended plan. Her stepson, Christian Bencomo, 21, arrived, and as she started to hug him, he produced a handgun and shot her in the neck.
Oh my God, that's him?
That's him. As you can imagine, there was a lot of chaos at the time. Yeah, APD Communications Director Gilbert Gallepos.
Looks like somebody beat him up.
Yeah, I'm sure the police roughed him up. Told it, or probably the crowd, I would imagine, because they probably tried to tackle him. That's a lot of things now. When you see like there's a shooting spree or whatever, thankfully, there's a lot of good Samaritans who will step in and just tackle like whoever it is to try to stop some of the chaos and the carnage. He said there was over 100 people at the chartered school graduation ceremony at the time. The woman was rushed to a hospital and is expected to survive.
Oh.
Bencomo was held by bystanders until the police arrived. So he was held, but people got good punches in. Jennifer Renfro, who was at the ceremony, told Fox television stations that the graduates had just received their diplomas along with a rose to give their important person. I don't think she was the important person. She said she gave her son a hug and then heard a really loud pop. A lot of people thought it was a firecracker or a balloon. We all crouched down, she told the news outlet. Bencomo was charged with unlawful carrying a weapon, aggravated assault with intent to commit a felony, aggravated battery with intent to cause great bodily harm to a family member, and prevention.
Is there a statement from him?
No. So there's no real good, other than he probably hated his stepmom.
Wow.
She probably, I mean, do you think he just didn't want to give her the rose? She was like, that's my rose. And he's like, no fucking way.
I mean, who knows? There's so many like levels to the story. Like there's yes. Well, I mean, it's like, but like in his defense, like, maybe in his mind he thought he was just so fed up with I don't know, her taking over maybe his mom's role and his dad taking her side all the time, and maybe she was abusive to him, maybe not physically but like mentally.
I mean, there's got to be something in the background.
There just has to be like a buildup, unless he's just crazy in the head.
I mean, a man brought a handgun to a graduation.
He was gonna shoot somebody.
You think so? He was like today someone's gonna die.
It sounds like, yeah. God, it's just like you can't even go to a fucking graduation. No.
Yeah, could you imagine? And
that's such a big crowd of people. Oh my heart would stop, especially if because going to find your child is always hard because everybody's
it's already chaos.
Yeah,
Let alone
and
shooting.
so I can't even. Like I can't even.
It baffles the mind. I there had to be some intent.
Literally like, I don't mind tax paying dollars going to this. At this point, the world that we live in, I really wouldn't mind if we got
everybody was awarded a handgun.
What? No.
The federal government handed everybody a handgun.
No.
Handguns for all.
That's not even what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm off the right.
I was literally just gonna say like
no,
whatchamacallit?
That wasn't the solid plan.
The metal detector.
Oh, in schools and stuff like that?
Yeah.
But then
I don't care.
It's a bummer. That's a fucking bummer.
I'm sorry.
I get it.
Listen, look at Disneyland. The happiest place on earth fucking has it all over the place.
That's how they keep it happy.
So guess what? Why don't we have those in schools? Think about how many lives could be saved.
Are there any firearms in Disneyland? Like, meaning, are there any police officers on duty? Are there any security guards that have firearms? I wonder. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
I think so, yeah.
You would think? Beats the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I've never, I mean, they're not going to like wave it around, but I've never seen anybody
in the
with
front,
holsters.
Like, they definitely have to have like, even if it's like a little pistol.
Oh, there's police police
outside,
officers like right outside
but I think
those
there's
metal
the
gates.
ones
But
inside.
are they inside
Yeah,
Disneyland?
they're undercover.
And they have
You
firearms?
could probably be sitting right
that's
next to them.
kick-ass, like
yeah.
Chuck
there's
Norris?
undercover like ever. They said that, there's cameras all over. They're always watching.
Fucking badass.
And that's why a lot of shit doesn't really happen there.
Oh, they're watching everything.
Besides the naked guy and then It's a Small World.
Oh, did you hear? I was watching a show, and maybe I was going to tell you this, but I got sidetracked. Surprise. Apparently, it was the Everybody Lives in LA. It's a Netflix special. I liked it, and kind of, well, it was a mixed bag for me because it was very chaotic, but sometimes in a good way. Anyways, they were talking about helicopters in LA, and apparently, someone called in and said that if you're going on a police chase, go to Disneyland, because apparently helicopters, like, it's a city law that Disneyland like lobbied to get, that helicopters can't fly over Disneyland, because apparently like news journalists and stuff like that were taking like videos of like rides breaking down or sneak peeks of like stuff they're building. So,
but how does Disney have the power to be like?
Disney has a lot. Disney World in Orlando.
Scary.
You know this. Used to have their own police force. Like, there's no official. They ran their own police force. If you go to Disney World area,
that's crazy.
Mickey's got a lot of clout. Mickey's pushing levers.
Yep.
Is there any? Do you think there's any? Do you have any fun conspiracies with Disney? You rarely hear Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. No,
you hear Eminem now. What's up with Disney? Why aren't they pulling levers?
They say that Disney's like one of the big human trafficking for children.
There we go.
Because they have a lot of like there's underground places to
go
to
there's
Disney.
Like networks where they.
So they say that they like abduct children all the time. Like that's a normal thing. And I'm like,
why would I be surprised?
Is it normal? Because you would think people would be talking about it, but they're saying a lot of people bring these children, like say these kids come from the border, like so they bring them to Disney, have them dressed up, look the part, walk them in like they're their parents, and actually are dropping them off, and they take them through a special.
Well, you would imagine that could be the only scenario, because if our kid was at Disneyland,
everybody,
I'd be like, I'm telling everybody,
like literally
everybody.
And
I'm getting helicopters and flying over to fucking Disney.
How much fucking Disney would want to pay us off.
I don't care. They could try to hit
but maybe that's part of it.
I
mean, maybe Disney does pay off people.
Mickey's hiring hitmen.
Maybe. No, I'm like paying off like families to hush them.
No, you can't pay off. No, there's no amount of money. There's no fucking amount of money.
But think about there's some people that
there's some people, but for me, there's
like,
no fucking amount of money.
100%. No, I'm with you, but I'm saying like, what if there are those parents?
I mean, I don't know. Do you think, I got a question for you. Who do you think would make the best hit person out of the classic Disney staple, out of like the Mickey, Goofy, Donald, Daisy?
What do you mean hit person?
Like Hitman. I don't want to gender specific it.
Out of the characters?
Out of Disney characters, who do you think would be the best hit person? Who the best?
Gaston.
Kind of, he's cold. I feel like Goofy would be sneakily like a good like hitman. Because he has that.
No, I think Donald has more of a temper.
He has too much of a rage. He would go overboard. Like he would do too much. Like he would get sloppy because of his anger issues. I don't think Donald would be a good hitman. Minnie. People don't suspect Minnie.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
She could be sassy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that if you could live, I got a question for you. Speaking of, let's go back to the sign thing because I want to know if you could live, if you could make anywhere in Disneyland your personal apartment, other than the castle, because that's
and Walt's apartment,
other than an already standing apartment, what ride, what restaurant would you make your living space?
Could you?
Where would you put your printer?
You already know. Haunted Mansion.
Really?
Yeah.
You'd make the Haunted Mansion all that fucking clutter?
Oh my god, I love it.
Because all you could do is put in a flooring. You put in extra flooring. You could put in a computer and a printer.
You know what'd be a good one?
And a Keurig.
You know what'd be a good one? Pirates of the Caribbean. You know when you're first going on and they have the like little house on the left in the bayou.
But that's tiny. I mean, it's probably bigger than the sign language.
It's doable, but if it's like an actual functioning door and there's just like nothing in there,
get yourself a little canoe.
Because there's already like a light, like a little lantern.
Yeah.
You know.
I think that's like. I don't know. I think we're on to like some at least a part of a script where people are using it's like Pocahontas post-apocalyptic, expialidocious, and people are using these rides as like little like turfs.
Probably the new Tiana ride too. That
Splash Mountain.
Yeah, there's like little houses and like little there's
that's
things.
A good one.
There's that boat at the end. You know, it looks like it can somehow be functioning.
Space Mountain would
the
be
only one
I
would say no is It's a Small World, because if that shit was on still playing for whatever reason, I would
you would lose your shit.
Yeah, I couldn't
but you could go to a country every day if you were there. You could visit a different country every day if you live there.
Yes,
it's nice.
Yes.
All right, well, this has been an episode of ExtraNormal Podcast. My name is Christoph, and alongside me again is Breanna, and you can find us on all the social medias at ExtraNormal Podcast. You can email us at extranormalpodcast@gmail.com for any comments, concerns. If you want to tell us what ride you would live in if you had a chance in Disneyland, if you're a Disney adult. And thank you so much for, and we always forget, but make sure you like and subscribe and follow us and get notification of all that good stuff. And thanks so much for listening. Bye.